before I jump into the session, I would like to congratulate and appreciate the entire team of Pakistan user group, and because they have maintained this boot camp for 3 to 6 November. It's a tremendous job they have done, and thanks for that. And would like to appreciate the joiners and participants who is joining this session, is because they are basically taking some time from their holidays and leaves, right? So really appreciate it. And then I will talk about myself a bit, maybe 2 or 3 sentences, because see, I am based out of India, right? And I'm working in a big four consulting firm, which is Ernst and Young, as a lead consultant. I have around 12 years of industry experience in finance domain. And in this session, as you're aware, that it will be on the bank statement reconciliation. I would say advanced bank reconciliation statement session. But since it is a beginner track, let me switch off my video because there will be a connectivity issue. Just a minute. Yeah. So since this is a beginner track, I will try to articulate each and everything from the bank reconciliation point of view, from finance point of view. Maybe I would say it is not required to be from the finance domain, but I will start from the very basic, and then I will slowly show you how to configure advanced bank reconciliation, how a lot of scenarios are there, so we will go through. So today's agenda, what I will cover up, like I mentioned, bank reconciliation accounting process, and then we will talk about advanced bank reconciliation, and then the reconciliation walkthrough. In this walkthrough, we will see how to set up system, matching rule setup. Those who have not worked on advanced bank reconciliation or don't know anything about it, don't worry. We will talk about it. Matching rules, what is matching rule set, and then date difference, amount difference, right? And then bank transaction types, bank erroneous reversal, auto matching, bank charges and interest auto matching, and then we will end up this session like what we have learned from this session. So yeah, I'm expecting that will be a very interesting and interactive session, right? So I will first talk about what is bank reconciliation process. So bank reconciliation process is, just assume that you are owning a company. I hope someday you will own a company, but for now, if you don't own, but just try to understand from the business point of view, since they maintain a lot of transaction in their bank, right? So what is bank reconciliation? I mean, as a CFO or as an organization, you always need to or have to maintain your transactions or money on track, so that, say, that organization is very big or medium sized organization. They basically make some transactions in a daily basis, like thousands of transactions. But those transactions are posted in the accounting system or not, how they will understand. That is the reason they want to do this bank reconciliation. They basically want to maintain the money on track, where those are paying, where there is any missing entry in my system or not. That is the reason. That is the purpose of bank reconciliation. So if you take a look on this PPT, it says that in the typical bank reconciliation process, system, that first they get the bank and business records and find the points to start. Then they go through your bank, go through your bank deposit and withdrawal, then go through the expenses and income and on your books, check the bank statement, check the cash balance, and then match the balance. So this is a typical bank reconciliation process, right? Then, if you have understood what is bank reconciliation, we will talk about what is advanced bank reconciliation. Say, just assume, like, if you are running an organization or you are a CFO or a manager of the company, your or process is that you need to maintain the bank transaction in system, and you need to match up those bank transaction with your bank statement. So what if you get a PDF from your what if you get a PDF statement, like you always get, right? If you demand for a bank statement from a bank, they will send a PDF file. So how they will reconcile by checking one by one? It is not possible, right? Thousands of transactions, they cannot just check taking a look in the PDF and then reconcile in the bank statement. That is not possible. So that is the reason bank came up with a solution. It's not about came up. It's not a new process, but bank came up with a solution that they will send the electronic file, and that electronic file needs to be read by the ERP system or accounting system. So that file is not a product specific. I would say the industries or bank specific. In the world, there are a couple of bank statement file bank maintain, which is one of the most common is MT940 bank statement. Other, if you work on the USA region, you will need to work in BA12 file, and in other European region, most of the bank prefer to have CAMT 53 file. But the purpose of sending those file is same. Bank will maintain a file, they will send the electronic industry specific file, and then your accounting system or ERP system needs to read those file and fetch into the system, and then the user or the CFO or the managers will just reconcile in system. So that is called advanced bank reconciliation. In summary, bank will send a file, your ERP system needs to read those file and fetch into the system, and then if it is matching with your system, your booking, you will reconcile the system. If not matching, then you will post the entries and close the statement. So that is the typical you know bank advanced bank reconciliation process looks like. I will talk about more on the dynamic specific from now, because this session is specifically dynamics of finance and operation. What are the capabilities, what we can do, whether you automate everything or not, so that we will talk about. Like I mentioned, bank will send the file, and then user basically need to import those statement, and then if that is matching, they will reconcile. If not matching, then they will add the journal entries. That is the typical process. But we will see how we can manage automatic reconciliation, each end-to-end automatic reconciliation in Dynamics 65. So we'll start with the manual matching and then go step by step in the automatic matching, right? So I will now go to the ERP system, Dynamics 65. So first, what we need to do to set up the or to work with this file bank advanced bank reconciliation. Firstly, we need to decide that which bank you are working with or which bank your organization is dealing with. In this session, we will mostly talk about MT940 format, right? And what we will see how to configure. So for you, I will not waste time. I have already created a bank. I will not show how to create a bank, but I will show how to configure the advanced bank reconciliation statement. So at first, if you get to know, okay, my bank will send me, the MT940 format or BA12 format or CAM53 format. What we will do, we will go to organization administration, electronic reporting. We need to import the electronic file from the repositories. So which Microsoft already have. I will click on it. I will click on open. Okay, and it will redirect me to the another form of electronic reporting configure repositories. I will say here what I will do. I can do two things. Either I will go find out the advanced bank reconciliation statement model, or I can type here with my bank statement file MT940. Okay, now I will see these are the model mapping and formats. I will not talk about electronic mapping and all, but I will just talk about how to import this. So I will click on it and I will click on import. Since I have imported, I will not import for now, but that is how we import this file. That is the first prerequisite we need to do. And once it is imported, it will show you the exist. And if you go back to this one, if you see this exist, so once it is imported, you will see your file is imported. You will get a message here that it file is imported. The second thing what we need to do, we need to go back to the cash and bank management module, and then under the advanced bank reconciliation setup, under setup advanced bank reconciliation setup, we will see bank statement format. From here, we just need to click on create a new format. I will can give any name here, right? And from the drop down, it will show me what file I have imported just now, because I have imported the electronic file, right? So it will show here. I will not create here because I have already created here. So now system will understand that if a bank is there, I can use this MT940 format. But those files sent by bank, it will not be a static file, right? Each and every day. Or if your company wish to reconcile or get statement daily or weekly, they can send the statement, in frequent basis, like weekly, daily. I have worked with many organizations, they do bank statement reconciliation in daily basis or weekly basis, monthly basis. So it is the business process, how they want to track their money. So now the file is imported. The next thing what I need to do,
I need to create a bank. If not created, I will not create a bank here. I have created the bank here. Now I will go back to edit, and then I will enable this advanced bank reconciliation statement to yes. And then from the drop down, I will select this MT940 because it is not a free text. I need to select this from here. Okay, it will show me because I have created the bank statement format. From there it is coming. I have selected. That's it. Now I can use this bank as a advanced bank reconciliation. Before that, I can check some parameters here. I will come back to this later on as well, but I will show you there are a couple of parameters like you want to show the debit credit in a separate column. You want to allow the bank statement to edit it not. That lot of things are there. We'll talk about once again when we go deeper on this module. Now what I will do, I will try to import one statement I have created, a sample file we can consider. Then we will match up how we can match it up. So now I will select this bank. I will go to bank statement. Here I can click on import statement, and then I can select the bank account from here, and automatically the MT940 format, whatever the format you select in the bank will come here. And I can click on browse. I will select the file. Before I go back to this screen, I will try to show you how the bank statement format looks like so that you can understand. See, this is one of the sample bank statement which is in txt file. It can be an XML file as well. So there are a couple of tags 20, 28C, 60F, 61. This is not a ERP specific. I would repeat once again. These are maintained by the banks itself. So each and every bank will have to maintain this format. 20 is a statement date, 25 is a bank name, bank number, 20 is a statement account number, so on and so forth. Like this 60F, 60 define the opening balance of this of the statement, and then 61 refers to the transaction in this statement, and again 62F means your closing balance, and 64 as well as same thing, closing balance as well. So now you understand how the bank statement will look like and how your organization will will get the statement. So now I have downloaded or I have created some of the format for you so that I can present it. I will select one statement, and I will select this statement from the my local system. I will click on upload. I will not click on to yes. I will show you how to do with this. I'll click on OK. So now you will see the bank statement is basically imported in the system because that can be read by the Dynamics 65 very well. So now if I click on statement ID, you will get to see this transaction date, amount, credit amount, and all. Okay. So now the next step is to that to reconcile, I need to click on validate, and it is validated. Without validation, it cannot be reconciled. Now I need to go back to our bank reconciliation form, which is under bank statement reconciliation. I need to go to bank reconciliation. I need to click new. I will select the bank. I will click on the worksheet, and you will see two forms. One form is this, one form is this, or we can segment in the same form. So bank transaction refers to my transaction booked to the system with which this transaction I need to reconcile with my bank statement. So now you can see booking date 3949 and amount is same. My as an user or as a manager, what I need to do, I need to click on this. Everything is matching. I can click on match. It's done. It's matched. If it had been another issue with amount and all, it would have given me error. My next step is that I will click on, once I am satisfied, okay, my statement is matching with my accounting system and booking, I can click on mark as reconciled. So that is about the basic, advanced bank reconciliation, where you will import and you will give the flexibility to the user that you need to match it one by one, right? Once it is done, it will show me in the reconciled statement. And if I go back to our bank statement, which I have imported, the status will change to reconciled. I can post it as well. I will not post it now, right? But if you take a look and if you understand the process, right? If you understand the process, you will realize that this is not a very feasible, or if your company is very big, so user will be pissed off, right? Because there will be thousands of transaction in one day, and there will be thousands of transaction to reconcile with. So how to deal with, they always need to reconcile it one by one, like I have done manually? The answer is no. We can have this automatic reconciliation as well in Dynamics. How we will do that, how we will configure, I will show you. Let me first will show that once it is reconciled, there was time in Dynamics that there was no possibility to reverse those statement, but now we can, Microsoft has given us or released a lot of features by which we can reverse this reconciliation as well, and delete that bank statement as well. So it has been, again, it is on the unreconciled state. What I will do, I need to click on unmatch. Okay, I will delete this because I will run another scenario for you. From bank statement as well, the status will change automatically to validated. I need to click on reopen. It will be in open, and then I will delete it. Now, what we'll talk about is the matching rules. Like I was mentioning, matching rules and matching rules set. So here comes the first step of automation or automatic the reconciliation. What we will do, we need to define some rules. And if we define the rules correctly in system, then system will automatically reconcile. Say suppose if your bank statement having thousands of lines in bank statement, and your accounting system have all those transaction booked, you don't need to click on manually one by one. Instead, you can run a matching rule, or you can create a matching rule first, and then you can just click on run matching rules, and it will auto match. Like this one, don't get confused. I have created a lot of matching rules, but each and everything I will discuss thoroughly. So here I have created a matching rule where I have mentioned zero tolerance. I will discuss next what is zero tolerance and all. So here I have just created a matching rule, and this matching rule will help us or help system to understand, or to help to reconcile automatically. What I will do, again, I will import a statement. This time I will not manually match. I will just click on import, browse. I will click on same, this one, import, upload, and okay. So now again, what I need to do, I need to click on validate. Just try to memorize this one. As much as we do practice, it will be uh, click on bank reconciliation. We'll create new, and then we'll click on worksheet once again. Now we have this statement. Just an example, I have created two, but there can be thousands of transactions, right? How they will auto match? What they will do, like what user can do, we have created a matching rules and activated that from the matching rules setup. What we will do, we'll just click on run matching rules. We will select our matching, no, not this one. We will talk about this rule set first. I will talk about this rule. So what we will do, we will select our matching rules from here. I can click on OK, right? See, it is auto matched. I don't need to select one by one and then match and all. For this, I just need to click on, if I'm satisfied with the matching, then I will click on mark as reconciled. This is also one way of automatic things in reconciliation, right? But this is not the end. We can automate entire things. I don't need to click on validate. I don't need to create this statement and all. I can create, I can automate this process. I will show you how to do that. But now we will talk about if you have understood the scenario, like how to create the matching rules. We'll go to the another scenario, which is statement. There are scenarios where, say, suppose in bank you have received your money on 4th, but in accounting system you have booked those transaction on the date differences, suppose 3 or 2. So this is a possible scenarios. So organization always can ask you that, okay, I have booked this scenario, but there have to be one facilities that there, if there is a date difference on amount difference or penny difference, the system will understand and match it, right? So for that we have the possibility, which which we'll see. At first we will reverse this one and match all. Click on
Uh,
unmatch.
Pranav, if I'm allowed to ask a question, can I?
Pranab, can you take this question after the session, after a lot of scenarios are uh, shared?
Oh,
So now I will delete this statement. I will click on reopen. I will delete it. So now, in my statement, what I will see, I have created a statement with a date difference and amount difference, right? And for that as well, I have created a matching rules. Like I have talked about zero tolerance matching rule, but here I have created a lot of matching rules, which states this one. I have created two USD and two days. See here, what I have done, I have clicked on this matching amount to yes, and allowed amount differences to USD. Match date means allowed date difference. Say suppose your bank transaction you have booked in your system as a on 3rd of September, but in your bank statement you have received the money on maybe 1 or 2nd of September. So this can happen. Vice versa in the amount as well. You have some amount you have received in USD as a maybe on 700, but you have booked, or it can be vice versa. You have booked on 700, but in your bank statement you have received 2. So it's not necessary to always uh, reverse or ask bank to reverse this money, right? So what we can do, we can allow, or we can create the matching rule such a way so that our business process defined difference can be mitigated. So I have created this, I have activated this. So now what I will do, I will again import another statement which has date difference. So I will click on import statement. I will select the file. That file is this one. I will upload this one. I will click on OK. I will validate this one. It's validated. Now I will go to bank reconciliation. I will click on new. I will select my bank. I will go to worksheet. So now we will see on in booking date. You see that this is the bank statement lines, which bank statement says on 3rd of September we have 6999 credit, but in accounting system, in our accounting system, we have booked in the system as a 39. The date is same, but the amount is 7,000. And the same thing, what you have seen the date difference on that same date, 3/9/2022, we have as a credit of 899, but the amount is same here in booking, but the date is 1 day late, right? So this kind of scenario as well we can mitigate. Like I have shown you how to create the matching rules. What I will do, I will run my matching rules. I will remove this matching rule from here because this is a zero tolerance. I will select this to 2 USD and 2 days. I will click on OK and see everything is matched. The reason it is matched, we have allowed the difference. One thing I would like to show you that in cash and bank management parameter, this is a prerequisite. You have to allow the date difference here in bank reconciliation. You have to give the allowed date difference here. I have given 4, but it can be 2 as well. It can be anything more than 1 or 1. And for amount difference, you need to define this amount difference in the bank master under bank, under the reconciliation, allowed penny difference to 2. So with this setup, the system understand, okay, I have the allowed criteria, and based on the matching rules, it will auto match.
This is one of the scenario also very common what I wanted to share with you. Now again I will talk about another scenario. Another scenario is reversal scenario. So first let me delete this, unmatch all. Yes, click on this, delete. Yes, go to bank statement, click on reopen and delete. So now the scenario is the reversal scenario. Reversal scenario is what? In in organizations where there are a lot of transactions or in any account, bank can do some erroneous reversal. Say suppose in accounting system as well we do, right, we do the mistake, or our user does the mistake, right, they can post something and they reverse something in the same day or another day, right. The bank can do the same thing in their process as well. So I don't know whether you have seen your bank statement or not, but there are scenarios where bank will do some erroneous reversal, but those reversal,
because those are the original statement reversal, that does not make any sense to post anything in our system. That is not nothing to do in our system. But as a operator, or as a accountant, or as a manager of the process, they always need to reconcile the bank statement, because bank statement having two lines with the same amount but with the opposite amount, right? That needs to be cleared as well. So whether we can do it or not, yes, since I'm talking, it can be possible by some matching rule. That matching rule, whether whenever we need to create the matching rule, we need to create the matching rule. This one I have created as, if you create a matching rule like this, you need to select the action as cleared reversal statement lines, right? Then system will understand this matching rule talks about only reversal. One transaction will be in statement, another transaction will be there and the opposite amount, but with reversal. That is the same transaction will be reversed in the same statement. And now we will talk about, before we go deep dive into this session, into this scenario, we need to talk about bank transaction code. So bank transaction code something is like, one, whenever bank send any transaction, they basically send with some tags like interest, bank charges. They need to, or they mention those transaction, what is for, what is the transaction is for. If that is a reversal transaction, they can send those transactions the N208, MT940, but that can be different in different statement as well. First, what we need to do, we need to create those bank transaction types in the setup. So here you will see a lot of bank transaction types I have created. I have basically imported these bank statement type data management, and these bank statement types basically as part of the MT940 format. If you Google in your server or in your laptop, you will find these statements are basically MT9. These transaction types are basically for the MT940. So I have created N208 similarly, N208, given this name, and then I have mapped this transaction type with the transaction code mapping. This one, if you see, I have selected the bank here and I have added the bank's transaction code as N208. Okay, sorry, and then I have added the N208. So what will happen if banks send any reversal? They will send the transaction type as N208. I will show you how they will send. This is the reversal. And if you notice that in this X61, the transaction line, they have seen this transaction as N208 interest. Sorry, not interest, N208. So system will understand that is a reversal, and I need to match with as per the criteria and matching rule, because it's a reversal, that will be an opposite amount, but that will auto offset. That will not match with my booking transaction. Let's see. Don't get confused. Now what I will do, I will click on import statement. I will click on browse. I will select the reversal statement. I will click on upload. I will click on OK. I will click on validate. The validation is basically mandatory. The reason system is validating whether the statement having correct opening date, closing date, transaction are same or not.
So I will click on bank reconciliation now. Click on new. I'll click on this and I will see those transactions. You see 8999 8999 as a credit and a debit. The same date can be different date as well. That doesn't matter. And if you see this bank transaction code denotes in 208 as a reversal. And if I go right side, if it will have a reversal tag, that means it's the reversal in 208, right? And then if see in the right hand side in bank transaction, nothing is matching, right? It it is not something that it will match. It is a bank who has sent this file with the value of same date and it has been reversed as well. So what we need to do, we just need to reconcile between this. We will not reconcile between transaction booked in system and transaction in statement. Not no, not like that. We will just offset and match it in our statement or system. What I will do, I will just click on run matching rules. I will select this reversal matching rule. I will click on OK. And you see, it automatically matched. Nothing is matched here. Nothing you will find here. It is erroneous transfer. It has been taken care by the system by matching rules, and it's done. It's and after that you will I mean, same we can mark as reconcile and post. We will not do that. This is one of the scenario. I will say not one scenario, but it is a scenario which you need to take care as a consultant or as a manager of the company or a CFO that you need to also consider. So it's done. Now we will see. So, but I will give a scenario before discussing the next scenario. That say what we have discussed as of now, we have discussed different scenarios, right? One is zero tolerance, one is amount difference, one is date difference, one is reversal. Another scenario we will be discussing, which is bank interest and bank charges. But just think, as a from the eagle view, that bank will send me the file. I will not know which file having reversal, which file having, or it can be a mixed file as well. The same file will have reversal, the same file will have new scenarios, bank charges, everything. Do I need to always go to the worksheet and run matching rules and select my matching rules which is matching? It is not possible, right? I will not know. Here comes the matching rule set concept. What is matching rule set concept? I will first delete this one. Matching rule is set concept is basically all the matching rules which I have created I will add those all the matching rules into the set. So now the scenario is that if I have any scenarios in the statement, I will just select the matching rule set, not the matching rules. System will automatically understand or all consider all the scenarios in one go and will automatically match. If it is zero tolerance, if it is 2 days, if it is 2 days, if 2 days, 2 days, reversal, bank charges, everything will be running by this rule set and will automatically match in the system. That is basically the concept of matching rule set. It is, I try to talk about in a very basic language so that you can understand. Being maybe you are not from finance, maybe not from your IT, but you will understand what I'm talking about. So that is the basically matching rule set. What I will do, I will go to the bank statement, right? It is validated already. I will run a bank reconciliation. uh, Click on new HSBC worksheet, and then I will click on run matching rules. I will remove this one. Now I will select this matching rule set, and this matching rule set basically consists of all the matching rules I have created for the bank. I will click on OK. See, it has been matched. So I don't need to know that which scenario is falling under this statement. I just simply add those matching rules I have created for the organization or business. I will select the matching rule set and then run it. System will understand which scenario is matching, which scenario is not matching. It will automatically reconcile, right? Now, what I will talk about is the bank charges and bank interest. This will be our last scenario to discuss, right? And after that we will talk about total automation process,
I'm
Um,
running behind of the time. Yeah, yeah, I know.
Hi, Ramit. It's just a time check. You have only 10 minutes left.
Yeah, I
Is that enough?
understand. Yeah, yeah, that will be fine. Yeah, yeah. I will click on reopen. I will click on delete this one. So now what I will do, I will try to accommodate everything in one go. So now what I will be discussing, we will be discussing about the total automation. Like I was clicking on validation, I was clicking on create statement worksheet and then writing matching rules, right? I mean, in reality, if your organization is okay, they can take the advantage of total automation. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to run any matching rule set. What I need to do is I need to do some setup in the bank accounts. I will go to this bank account. I will click on the HSBC, and in the bank reconciliation, I have enabled, or you can enable this reconcile after import. And after that, you can define the default matching rule set what you have created. It's not matching rule. Just remember, don't get confused between rule and rule set. Rule is only one rule. Rule set is combined of all the rules, or you can say a rule set can have multiple rules. So here I have clicked on reconcile after import. So what system will do? I will go to maybe from here as well. I can import the statement. So now I will click on import statement. I will click on browse. Maybe I can select any file what I have created. Maybe this one, the difference one. I will click on upload. I will click on reconcile after import. So that is the main thing I need to do for this automated approach. I will click on this reconcile after import. I will click on OK. You will see, I will say a small magic. See here, see it is automatically matched. If I go back, remember I did not create any worksheet for this time. See, automatically a bank statement worksheet is created. I will go to this worksheet and I will see everything is matched automatically. So this time I have not created any worksheet. I have not validated. I've done nothing. I've just imported and it is automatically matched, right? And after that, user what you need to do, you need to click on reconcile, because that is something that reliability or that possibility user need to have, because even if there is auto matching, but always user need to have some possibility to review this and then mark as reconcile. So that is the total automation approach we have seen. I will click on unmatch all. Our last scenario will be, but I would like to summarize this one as well. That again I'm repeating because since if you have not worked on this bank reconciliation, you will get confused what I have done. What I have done basically, I have imported a bank statement here, and then I have, sorry, I need to delete it. Then I will show once again. I will click on import statement. I will select my statement from here. Maybe anything. I will click on it. I will click on upload, and do not forget to click on this reconcile after import. What I do, I will click on OK, and it will be automatically matched based on your matching rule set. Okay, so that is the total automation approach you can consider, or you can, if you are from the industry, if you are from the organization point of view, if you are implementing consulting, you can always discuss this scenario to the client. I have seen a lot of implementation, but they're not considering this one. Yeah, so now the last scenario will be bank statement and the bank charges. So bank statement and bank charges is what? See, suppose as of now what we have discussed, either that was being erroneously transferred, or something that has difference in system, but the dead difference is something there in the bank statement. But there will be a very common scenario where, as an user or as a manager or as a CFO, I will not get to know about bank charges and bank interest. So say it happens with our bank as well, right? Whenever we get some interest, we don't get to know. Unless there are robust system like text messaging you have enabled, or you have something in net banking and all, there will be no notification, or I will not get to know from the user point of view. So that as well, it's can we consider. So what is the approach here? Like I talked about here in this PPT, that if not matching, add journal entries, right? So what is that? That is basically for the bank charges and bank interest. Bank charges and bank interest is what? Whenever that is deducted from the bank, or interest given by the bank to the organization, unless I get the statement, I will not get to know, right? So whenever I get the statement, then I will post the entries. But in Dynamics, we can automate that process as well. How? Again, I will show you the bank transaction types I have discussed, but I will show you that, say, there is a transaction code I have mentioned bank will send. Like if I go back to this new statement, here you will see two statement having int as a transaction type, int as a transaction type. That means bank has given this given this interest to uh, as in this date. So now I have created this interest. Okay, int. There is some background noise. Okay, it's not there. And then I have added here as an interest, and I have added the main account. So main account is why I'm saying about main accounts, ledger accounts. Whenever system identifies that int in interest is there in the system will automatically match and then will automatically post with those ledger accounts into the bank. So that is the approach we will be discussing. Say I will go to transaction code mapping as well, because that is most important thing. Like we have seen transaction code mapping in N208 for reversal scenario. Here as well we have int, we need to map this with interest and int, what system will understand, what bank will send. So now I will import this statement. First I need to delete this bank reconciliation. Oh no, I will go to this worksheet. I will unmatch. Maybe I will delete this, and then bank statement, reopen. And I will delete this because that was another scenario. So now I will import a reversal scenario. I will not click on this one, but that is also possible. So now I will import this statement, click on upload, click OK. And I will click on validate. I will quickly go to the bank reconciliation. Remember, it can also be automated it by that import after sorry, reconcile after import. But for you, I am showing you. So for this, what I have done, I have created a matching rules here, like new bank charges. And whenever you create this for bank interest and bank charges, you need to create this matching rule with the action of mark new transactions. And you need to refer or need to define a bank transaction code equal to charge. Similarly, I have added this interest for as well. Interest for this bank charges code equal to int, and action is mark new transaction. What system will do is system will automatically mark those transactions as a new and automatically map with this ledger account what I have defined in the transaction type. I will click on maybe run matching rules set. And now we will see there were transactions, but it has not been matched. Nothing has been matched. The reason is these are the interest. This interest will not be in the system. That system will auto post, or we can make some entry. But in Dynamics, we can auto post or automatically post those from here. So these are the transaction. If I go back to our statement, I will get to know how this has been mapped the financially. So if I check this one, if I select this statement, which is interest, if I go to the line details, I will see in financial, it is automatically mapped with this ledger account, which I have defined in the bank transaction type, right? Now what I need to do, I just need to click on post, right? Nothing else. If I click on post, let's see, it will be posted. And it will be posted in the bank, in this bank. The reason it needs to be posted because that is the interest which I have not booked in the system. I got to know from the bank statement. See, it has been posted. So if I go back to this bank, I will see these transactions have been posted now automatically, and it has been matched as well by the statement. See, 611 I have posted this one, and this total amount is this. Yeah. So that is called a bank interest and bank charges. What I need to do to automate this process, I need to click on transaction type. Sorry, I need to create the transaction type. I need to add a ledger account, and then I need to create a matching rules by saying it will the action will mark new transactions, and then I need to add the code with which code the system need to understand. If it is there as int, I need to click on transaction mapping, transaction code mapping, and I will run the matching rule and matching rule set. It will automatically understand this is a new transaction, and it will post into the aligned ledger accounts. Yeah. So that is that was our last scenario which I want to talk. So I will not take much time because it is almost the time is over. But I will end up with the session with summary, like what we have learned, how to configure from the basic the system, how to configure, how to import the electronic reporting, how to add those electronic reporting, how system will understand, and a lot of scenarios matching rules we have seen. One scenario we have seen the date difference same amount, we have created matching rules for this reversal scenario, erroneous reversal scenario, and other scenario what you have seen the bank charges or bank interest, right? And then we have seen the important topic is that how to automate the process automatically. What we will not discuss in this, or I mean there is no plan to discuss in this session, the how to get the statement from bank automatically. That is out of scope of this session because that is something to do with the integration. But if you ask me, it is also possible. Yeah. So that's it from my side. And if you want to connect with me, or if you have any questions, if moderator allows, then they can ask. Otherwise you can connect with me in LinkedIn. This is a LinkedIn account. Okay. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate once again you have joined in this session from your family time. Really appreciate it. You have invested your time in learning. Really appreciate it.
Right. Thank you very much, Ramit, for such a wonderful session. So we have few questions in the chat box, and one of our colleague actually raised the hand as well previously. So maybe because we are running a bit short with the time, so maybe if possible, maybe you can respond those queries on to the chat, and people who raise their hand can please add their question into the chat as well. And I'm pretty sure that Ramit will be able to respond those messages while we are running the next session. So let me stop the recording to start with. Um, so
Yeah. Thank you.